Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Tell-All. My name is Bobby Fazio. This is Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio channel at Driver Interviews, hashtag The Car Show. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at sign Driver Interviews, all one word. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, whatever button pops up, just hit it. Hit them all. What the heck? Why not? Click. Machine gun clicking. Just click on everything you see. What's going on out there? How's everybody doing? Hey, Sean Conway, let's go, Bobby. A random pairing. Hey, Sean Conway, by the way, your son went dead on with a 0 at New Media. And I believe he had the stickers on because I gave you the stickers the day before, the decals. So make sure that they're on there. And he should be signed up already, and he's entitled to $100. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys are splitting that, like you're the car owner and he's the driver that day or what. But he's got a crisp Benjamin coming his way, so make sure he knows that, and he can use that for school. Ray Thurston, what's going on? Let's get into this. How's everybody doing? How's Ray Thurston doing? That's like everybody's favorite announcer nowadays, right? Hayden Brown, what's going on, Hayden? Down in New Orleans. How's that super street car? You turned into a stalker yet? Let me know. Danny Davis, hi, Dan. How you doing? Dan, whatever happened with that Cobra? Did they bring it back? Are they waiting for me to come take it? Hey, there's Sean Conway again. Popped up twice. I love it. There's Walt Walker. What's going on, Walt? Happy Tuesday, buddy. How you doing, Walt? Walt's always out there working hard. Walt, you got to let me know when Jegs closes for D4, which you've probably told me this 10 times already. But if you could just let me know that again, I'd appreciate that. I'm trying to go through the rosters, the potential rosters for stock and super stock and all the divisions right now. So Walt and I can kind of start prepping for our podcast. I guess it's like early October that we usually do it, and preview the Jegs All-Stars. What's going on, Michael Borst? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Doug Deck. Hey, Doug, how you doing? I want to thank Doug Deck, by the way. Thank you for the donation, the recent donation. I appreciate that. Donations help me out a lot, and hoping I can get to Indy. I don't think I'll be racing Indy this year. Just don't really have a car ready yet, and the fields are all full at this time. So definitely the Nationals at Maple Grove, but thanks to some donations here and there, I would love to get to Indy and film at least Thursday, class eliminations. So I'm trying to see about a short trip out there, but I can't jeopardize my own race program for it. So I gotta clear it with the crew chief first. James Greasy, what's going on? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Travis Booth, how are you, Travis? Travis Booth, the Booth family, they get it done in the slower cars. Very impressive what they can do. Brian Zenzen, what's going on? D5's finest is in the house. Joe Collins, what's up, Joe? How you doing? Dennis Chapman, what's going on, Dennis? Down there in Joe Collins is down there in North Carolina. Dennis Chapman's a D1 guy. Billy Ryder is another D1 guy. How you doing, buddy? How's Dad doing? Good to see you. Awesome. High school gas money, right? I know. Tell me about it. Except that's the one thing we got going for us in Jersey. Gas is a little cheaper here than it was when I lived in Pennsylvania. Cobra Jet Racer, 9,500 RPM. That is Mr. Wright. How you doing, George? Mark Sargenti, the motor is good to go. All right, Mark. So hopefully I'll be back in the 65 Mustang again pretty soon. It ended in May. All right, Walt. So you guys are done. Your roster is set in stone. Gotcha. Danny Davis, the Cobra went bye-bye. Damn it. That was a gem, right? Too many people knew about it. Chuck Weisberg, what's going on? Congrats to Gary Lucifer for going from the bottom of the front-wheel drive stock list in 2024 to the new record holder. All right. Sounds cool, man. Good to hear. Terry Nolan, what's going on? I saw Don today, and he's doing better. We talked for a while about Indy. All right. Excellent, because the last thing I read on Facebook was that he was back in ICU, so I was very nervous about that. And I was actually prepared to tell everybody that. That makes it sound a little better, Terry Nolan. So hopefully Don's able to, I guess, watch some of these shows and knows that we're all thinking about him. Keep him informed for us. Live from BIR is Brian Zenzen. Brainerd International Raceway. Tom Gent is down in North Carolina, I'm sure. What's going on, Tom? Pete is down in Florida. What's going on, Pete? And this Pete is out in California. What's going on, other Pete? How you doing? Any games tonight? I guess not. San Diego Padres, Pete. But I do believe Pete Lanciers was originally from the East Coast. Is that true, Pete Lanciers? Let me know. And we all know Pete Ducko was originally from New Jersey, but now he's down in Florida. So he's still on the East Coast. He's just not up here anymore. All right, guys, we got some birthdays, and we got some sponsors. So let's do the birthdays first. We got Logan War and Todd Irwin. Happy birthday, August 7th, both of those birthdays. Jack Mattias, Jumpin' Jack Flash. Jack Mattias, August 8th. Happy birthday, Jack. These are the Drag Insights birthdays from the home calendar. It's the racing calendar, and it's got the birthday calendar. Gary Gandy Jr. is August 9th. Happy birthday, Gary. David Zamansky is August 11th. Happy birthday, David Zamansky. And today, August 12th, is Steve Wan. Happy birthday, Steve Wan, the Mopar legend from out in Modesto, California. Don't think he's going to go to Indy anymore this year, though, unfortunately. But happy birthday, Steve Wan, nonetheless. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, we got to shout out some sponsors, of course. DragInsights.com being one of those. Research yourself, research your opponents, especially before going to Indy, guys. And it would be wise for you to go look up old qualifying sheets when AHFS was in effect versus when it was not in effect. Could help you plan a little bit. And you could also see who's the baddest in your class. If you're going out there to try and win class, you can see who's, average reaction time is better than yours, how your own stats are. The list is endless, right? Big things on the horizon, okay? Incrementals, okay? Finally, kind of in the pipeline here, and I'm pretty excited about it because it's kind of all I've been asking them for a couple years now. But I'm not really a programmer, so I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. But sounds like it's coming. So, guys, if I were you, I would try to get grandfathered in when all the new features come in. You want to be grandfathered in. That's the way I live life, right? I want to be grandfathered in, the cheapest level on the ground floor. DragInsights.com. Appreciate that, Alicia. Thank you very much, guys. DragInsights.com. Make sure you're registered, everybody. We got Don Kennedy. We're thinking of Don Kennedy. Send him an email if you want. donKennedy@gmail.com. Send him a little get well wish. I know he's probably not handling insurance and insurance claims at this time, but we're still going to send him some love. He and his wife. So hope you guys are doing okay. We got Rob Youngblood, AdvancedClutches.com. Rob Youngblood's out there. He was just racing this past weekend in the super stock stick. 1976 Corvette is his combination. Rob Youngblood makes beautiful clutches. AdvancedClutches.com is his website. We got Bruce Fulper. Bruce has been with me for a couple years now. He's a loyal supporter of the show. Mr. 428 Pontiac. That combination does pretty well at Indy. I may say so myself. It did well when Bruce was running it, and it still does well to this day because of the horsepower rating that Bruce so kindly got for them Pontiac racers, right? We got VP Racing Fuels. Best racing fuels you can get. If you're going to Indy, make sure you stock up. But now it's great because you can get VP at the track because they are the official fuel. You don't have to smuggle it in anymore or hope that somebody's got it if you run out. You can get oil as well from VP Racing Fuels and VP Oils. And get your taxes done or start prepping for next year or just ask some good questions. I had a lot of talks with Ray Minnick at New Media. Since I was down for the count out there, we were talking a lot about accounting. I had some questions for him. And we also talk like stocks and stuff like that too. Ray's just fun to talk to. rpm@rpminnick.com, 267-247-7601. And we got rocketmancoatings.com. Rocketman. That song gets stuck in my head every time I shout out rocketmancoatings.com. And it's stuck in my head for like a good 10 minutes or so. Engine and drivetrain coatings. Less friction equals more horsepower. Like Rocketman Coatings. Hook you guys up. All right. Comments still flying in. Parker Theobald. What's going on, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. All right. Let's see. Comments still flying in. Oh, my God. I'm way behind here. Where are we? Where are we at? Hey, there's Paula Henson Cotton. What's going on, Paula? And Mike, how are you guys doing? They're at Brainerd International, getting ready for the national event this coming weekend. We're going to have to preview that race. Now, Drag Insights will post on Facebook the driver previews, which are 3 stock eliminator racers, 3 super stock racers, a couple stats to go with each racer, and a little write-up on each racer. So be on the lookout for that. That should be posted probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Usually probably one tomorrow, and the other one probably be posted Wednesday night or Thursday morning. So be on the lookout for that on the Drag Insights Facebook page. If you're not following, make sure you are. Just type in Drag Insights on Facebook and hit the follow or the like button. Still don't really know what the difference is, so I just hit them both usually. Let's see. Rocket Man, there he is. How you doing, Rocket Man? Thanks for tuning in. Pete Lanciers can confess that Bergen and Middlesex counties, the statutes of limitations have expired. Prayers for Don Kennedy. Absolutely. Right. Finally made it to Ohio, freezing my butt off at 85 degrees. Rocket Man, you're not in Arizona anymore, huh? Hey, J-Rod, what's going on? You going to Indy, J-Rod? Let me know. How's the Lupe Tortilla family doing out there? Send them our love. Eddie Byler, what's going on, Eddie? How you doing, buddy? Eddie, you want to go to Indy? Let me know. You got some more racing to do? I think Eddie's leading Street Eliminator, or whatever they call it now, Sportsman, at New Media Dragway. So hopefully he's still in first place. J-Rod, you bring those Chevy 2s. I'll take one. You take one. Walt will take one. It'll be the three amigos, the three guitar army. What are we going to call ourselves? Come up with a good name. I'll take whichever one you don't want. Okay, you pick one. Walt will pick one. I'll take the third. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Did anybody check out the Bill Bader Night of Fire? I mean, the Norwalk Summit Motorsports Park. That was like, I think there was like a good godzillion people there spectating and whatnot. I've read somewhere it was like 45,000 people showed up for that. So that sounds pretty amazing. And Bill Bader always knows how to pack the house. That is, if I owned a track, he would be my first phone call. If I bought a track, that guy would be my first phone call. Excuse me, Mr. Bader. Got a question or 20? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I pack the house? Yeah. Talk to Bill Bader. He can get you set up. He like gives his cell phone number out on podcasts. He just gives it out there. Anybody can call that guy. Yep. Well, how about that? Palm Beach International Raceway. Is this like set in stone now that IHRA purchasing Palm Beach International Raceway and going to reopen it and have an event there next year? Like, that is awesome. Very excited about that. There are rumors of other tracks too. I think he purchased Piedmont Dragway. IHRA did. So you got that one also. And let's just hope and pray that he purchases Atco and Memphis and Atlanta. Can we start racing there again? Just bulldoze. Maybe you can purchase the houses that are right behind the staging lanes too and just bulldoze them. What else? What else can they purchase? Houston. Did I say that one already? Yeah. Let's go, IHRA. Make it happen. Throw that money around. I love it. All right. What else do we have here? What's going on, Paul? How you doing? The triplets. I like it. Well, right? Let's just go with that. J-Rod, where you at? Make it happen. Hey, Paul. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Any updates, Paul? Let me know. Ron Merkel, we need PBIR back. Heck yeah, let's do it. IHRA put out a schedule for you to make plans for 2026 with no destinations. Well, hey, they're trying. They put out like a little like apology, on Facebook today where they said like, it was like a draft that got posted. But hey, maybe, I don't know, maybe it was just a intentional leak. Sometimes that happens, right? All right, what else do we have? You all know AHFS is in effect at Indy this year. If you didn't know that, this is your final warning, okay? AHFS is in effect at Indy this year. Now, I saw a lot of racers complaining about it and threatening to withdraw, and all I'm asking you to do is withdraw, okay? Do not wait until the Monday before to decide you don't want to go because the AHFS is in effect. Withdraw now. Do it right now while you're thinking about it so somebody else can get in that's waiting on the sidelines and still have time to tell their boss that they can't work for the entire week that Indy takes place, right? Because racing starts on, Wednesday? You got qualifying. Thursday, you got class. Friday, you get like a teardown or first round or something like that. Second round on Saturday. Third round on Sunday. Fourth round on Monday. You know how Indy is. It's a nice big marathon. People got to take off from work for that. So if you're going to withdraw, if you don't like the AHFS being in effect, just get out and let somebody else get in, all right? All right, what else do we have? Thurston's here. We just saw him. So I'm happy to announce, pretty funny choice of words. I'm happy to inform you that Ray Thurston is going to announce the double at Virginia that we have, which is in between Indy and Maple Grove National Event. Virginia double is September 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So Ray Thurston, who is coming off announcing the new media double, is going to announce the Virginia double. So, guys, in case you were wondering who's going to be announcing that divisional race, we got somebody knowledgeable about stock and super stock going to be in the announcement. Going to be in the booth up there. So we're pretty excited about that. Congratulations, Ray. Keep moving up through the ranks, man. Ray is going to be the next Alan Reinhart in a couple years. Not only that, Ray announces and races. So somebody actually, that's going to be tough because Ray's racing stock probably. So we need somebody to announce stock. I don't think I'm going to make it down to Virginia this year. That race is just in such a bad spot for me. But hey, anything's possible. I'll announce stock, Ray, if you're going to be racing. All right, let's see. This weekend we have the Brainerd National Event, and I believe that's all we have as far as NHRA is concerned. ASRA, that's the All-Star Racing Association. We'll be having a double this coming weekend at New England Dragway. It's a great warm-up for next weekend's Lucas Oil event. Oh, my God, I forgot about that. Epping has a divisional August 22nd to the 24th. That's the same weekend as the Beach Bend Raceway. Okay, I did that last year, too. Anyways, All-Star Racing Association will be having a double this weekend, New England Dragway. Great warm-up for next week's Lucas Oil event. All stock, super stock cars are welcome. You can leave your rigs there at Epping for the divisional if you want. So be sure to think about doing that. Anytime they let me leave my rig there for the week, I'm pretty excited about that. You usually get a better parking spot too when you do that. What else is going on here? Haggerstown, we got big money. October 11th to the 12th, it's a big bucks race on Saturday, and then a Huntsbury Memorial race on Sunday. $225 entry fee for each race. At 64 cars, it'll pay $10,000 to the winner, $2,800 to the runner-up. If there's more than 64 cars, they'll pay more to the semifinalists, and the purses will go up. Okay, so probably going to be some splits there at the end. I don't know for sure. Sounds like a pretty top-heavy purse. Some people like that, some people don't, but I guess you can always split it up if you make it to like the final 8 cars, whatever. You'll figure it out. They still have awards from the rained-out Big Bucks race that was supposed to take place at Maple Grove earlier this year. So be sure to I don't know, try and make it there if you can, because there's going to be a lot of little perks, probably little prizes handed out. Let's see. All the money will be paid back to the racers, except there's a gate fee of $25. Elmer owns the track. He's given us the opportunity of a lifetime. So let's hear your thoughts. That is from a post that I believe Herbie Knoll put out. Gaff Tech Solutions is paying $5,000 to win the double A-stick shootout at Indy and again at the Dutch Classic. So they're putting up some big money. $5,000 to the winner, $1,000 to runner-up, $500 to the semifinalists, $250 to the quarterfinalists. Fastest mile per hour gets $500 bonus, and quickest ET gets a $500 bonus. So the Gaffney is being extra generous here. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice of them. They put their money where their mouth is. I definitely like that. Thank you very much, Gaff Tech Solutions. All right, let's start covering some races. Then let's cover some points. We'll cover some Jegs All-Stars points. And then we'll go over another little tidbit from Indy, which is coming up very soon. All right, let's start in Brainerd, where we just were for the double event. Number one qualifier in stock eliminator was Lance Lyon in a B-Stick 1969 Mustang. 100 cars in stock eliminator out in Brainerd. How about it? 1022 with a 1 on the 1120 index. He was 979 under the index. They also ran class eliminations in stock and super stock here in Brainerd. If you want to know who won, go on draginsights.com and check out the event results. Final round, Tracy Fairchild in the beautiful blue 70 AMX. I love this car. D-Stock Automatic went up against Brett Spear in his E-Stock Automatic 72 Camaro. So he runs this car in stock. He also has, I thought he had a big block Nova in stock as well. He's got a super stock car. He's got a comp eliminator car. He's got it, he's got a nice operation. He and his wife get to race together. Isn't that great? So he's an E-stock automatic. He dialed 1088. He's 032 on the tree, leaving first by a very small margin against Tracy Fairchild, who was dialed 1073. Spear 032 on the tree. Tracy is 029 on the tree. Pretty close there at the starting line. How about Brett Spear runs 1087.3 on the 1088, breaks out by 7 thousandths of a second. Tracy Fairchild, I guess, dove it on the brakes at the finish line there, possibly. I mean, 1074 with an 8 on the 1073. Both drivers went 117 miles an hour. Brett Spear broke out by 7 thou. He needed to snug that up a little bit, but he did not, and Tracy Fairchild gets his first divisional event win. And I love Tracy Fairchild's car. I love Brett Spears' car, too. It's a 72 Camaro. So, hashtag the car show on both of those. How about Tracy Fairchild? He had to get past some Jay Story in the 3rd round, Joe Santangelo in the 4th round. So, he didn't have any easy ones there, that's for sure. And gets it done. First win. Congratulations. Brett Spear was driving pretty well all day, too. He came back around in super stock, though. So, he almost doubled right there. Or had a chance at the double, I should say. But hold off on that because I want to tell you that his wife, Riley Spear, was a #1 qualifier in Superstock. So Superstock J Automatic, 98 Firebird, 10.077 on the 11 flat index. There were only 55 cars in Superstock. I think you're better off just putting your stocker in Superstock and running less rounds, right? Why not? So anyways, Riley Spear, congrats, #1 qualifier. Brett Spear makes it to the final round here. And he's got to go up against Wyatt Wagner, former world champion. Brett's got the GTI Automatic 87 Camaro. Going up against Wyatt Wagner in the beautiful 68 Camaro Superstock G Automatic. So who's leaving first here? Brett Spears leaving first. He's dialed 10 flat, and he runs a 10 flat with an 8. Dead on 8. Oh, and his light was a 000. Throws up an 8-pack in the final round. My goodness. Wyatt Wagner was 018 on the tree and didn't have a chance. Isn't that crazy? Wyatt dialed 974. He ran a 973.3, so he broke out by 7 thousandths of a second, and Brett Spear just locked him out with an 8-pack. Brett Spear gets his 10th win and just missed the double by 7 thousandths of a second in the stock eliminator final round. So congratulations, Brett Spear, on a good weekend nonetheless. Race number, and congrats, Wyatt Wagner, on your runner-up finish. What's going on, Walter Gamble? How you doing? Vic Gilmino, what's up, Vic? How's it going, buddy? Gary Ewing, because it's so hard to spell. All right. What is this? Good evening, Bobby and everyone. Why won't NHRA use True Start? What's their reasoning? You know what's funny? Somebody just messaged me and told me they are using True Start in Division 1, but that's not true, I don't believe. They use it for bracket racing, sure, but not in stock and super stock that I know. Try Start, True Start. There you go. Because it's so hard to spell, says or P. Lance Tears. That was funny. Those comments came in backwards, and that was hilarious. What's going on, Ray? Thanks. Easy, just doing it for fun. All right. He's doing it for fun. Oh, come on. He's going to be a professional pretty soon. Dave Kopp, what's up? Good evening from Michigan. Hope to see some good racing at Indy. There are 3 of us coming this year. Oh, boy. All right. Let's go. Mike, good evening, Mike McMahon. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope to see you at Indy with those Corvettes. Preach. Pull up or pull out. There you go, man. If you're not going to run Indy, get out now. Let somebody else get in. Hey, Tom. How you doing, buddy? Hope to see you in November. I do try to get to Pomona in November. At least get some good lanes action there, right? Michael Meyer. What's going on, Mike? How you doing? Good evening. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. All right, race number 2 out there in Brainerd. I think Lance Lyon was #1 qualifier again in that 69 Mustang. Let's see. I think his is a 428. B-Stick, Lance Lyon, the engine builder out of Minnesota up there. 10.27.7 on the 1120. He was 9.23 under. There was only 97 cars in stock for the second race, so a couple people went home. Dan Zrust was in the final round against Larry DeForest. Dan's got a 2019 Challenger, but he's running the street version of that. He's an A-stock automatic. Larry DeForest has the 2010 Mustang Cobra Jet in factory stock C. I believe that's the 428. So Dan in A-stock automatic dialed 1017, leaving first. He was 062 on the tree. That's usually a tough one in a final round. But Larry DeForest, who was dialed 951, was 054 on the tree. So Larry had an 8 thou advantage, leaving second. Tries to chase down Dan, but breaks out by 9 thou. So Larry runs a 950 with a 1 on a 951 at 140 miles an hour. Looks like he got around Dan, but Took too much stripe down there doing it. Dan ran a 10:18 on a 10:17, so he was 100th to the good side and gets his 5th divisional event win. Congratulations, Dan Zrust. And in Superstock, Larry's son, Jason DeForest, GTC Automatic in the 2005 Cavalier was the #1 qualifier. There were 54 cars in Superstock for race number 2. He qualified with an 898.4 on a 990, so he was 916 under the index. The DeForest family, IHRA awnings and cabinets. If you are not familiar, I actually was just in somebody's pit at New Media. I think it was Shane Oakes' pit, and he had a IHRA awning. I saw the logo on it. So they make, top-notch awnings, by the way, is the DeForest family. IHRA awnings, you can Google that. And cabinets, too. They make beautiful cabinets. Joe Santangelo went all the way out to Brainerd. How about that? And he was in the final round against Scott Dugdale. So Joe's got his 87 Camaro. I can't believe he made the trip all the way out there, but I guess it was a double event. And he wanted to get some points and win some money, like he always does. GTF Automatic, 87 Camaro. Scott Dugdale's in a 1984 Monte Carlo, Superstock K Automatic. So let's see. Joe Dow's 977. He's leaving second. He's 020 on the tree, which is basically average for him. Dugdale's dialed 1042. He's 029 on the tree, leaving first. Scott gets down there and breaks out. He ran a 1039.8 on a 1042. And Joe ran a 975.5, pushed Scott out the back door. And Joe gets the win. That is his 27th divisional event win. Whew. That's a lot of trophies, right? So let's see. Joe's lights all day here. 032 first round. That's his worst light. 17 in the second round versus, Sean Martinet. 025 third round. 17 fourth round against, I think it's Derek Fenner. 002 in the fifth round against Jason DeForest. And 020 in the final round. And Scott Dugdale had himself a nice day also. 005 first round. 32 second round. 30 in the third round, 24 in the bye run, 38 in the fifth round, and then 29 in the final. So that's a nice string of lights as well. So congratulations, guys. Congratulations, Joe Santangelo, 27th win. Moving out to Seattle. Here we go. D6. They had a double. Joe Sorensen was #1 qualifier. Who else would you expect? E-Stock Automatic at this point in time. 69 Camaro. Qualified with a 1060 on the 1170. 1098 under the index. So that is a trigger, but Joe makes a lot of runs. He could probably fix that. And other people run the combo, and they'll probably help. Final round, though, and there were only 36 cars here in Stock Eliminator in Seattle. But final round was Ryan Warder in a 1975 Firebird iStock Automatic going up against Cal Method. Another final round for Cal Method, and he's 81 or 82 years old. So this guy's killing it this year. H-Stock Automatic, 68 Nova. Cal's dot 1130. Ryan Warder was dot 1145. Ryan leaves first with a 050 light. Method leaves second with an 061 light. So neither one of them had their best reaction times of the weekend. Let's see. Cal ran an 1135 on the 1130 at only 106 miles an hour. So I think he got out of it down there trying to push Warder out the back door. Warder ran an 1150 on the 1145. So they were both over by a significant amount. But by a little bit, due to the reaction times, couple foul there, Ryan Warder gets the win. That's his 20th divisional event win. Wow. Congratulations, Ryan Warder. Nice. And he had some nice lights. 022, 006, 015, 016, 014, and then 50 in the final round. Jeez, you could add up a couple of his reaction times. It wouldn't equal 50. But congratulations, man. 20 divisional event wins. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. #1 qualifier in Superstock, Dave Kelly. Superstock J Automatic, 98 Firebird, 10.052 on the 11 flat, 948 under, 25 cars in Superstock, so only a 5-round race, right? Everybody probably loves that out there. Kathy Portra, 81. All right, I can't be making him any older than he is. Well, let's go with 82. Just round it up, man. It sounds even better. That's amazing what he's doing, though, Kathy. I'm amazed. Way to go. Keep it up. Keep up the good work there, Cal. Let's see. Who made it to the final round in this race? Whew, two heavy hitters here. Justin Lamb and Jody Lang in the final of Superstock. Justin Lamb at this race was driving his 2008 Cobalt. So I haven't seen him in this car very much this year. Factory GTC. He's dialed 903 in the final. Jody Lang in the trusty Malibu. It's a 79 Malibu. That's what it's classified at. For this race, GTO Automatic, he's dialed 1078, leaving first. He's 020 on the tree, which is a very good light, but sometimes you just got to be a little better than that when you're racing against Justin Lamb. Jody ran a 1076 on the 1078. Lamb was 015 on the tree. He ran a 902 on a 903. Double breakout win going to Justin Lamb. That's his 34th divisional event win. He was 027, 018, 020, 023, and 015. He's got a very tight range right there on the, I guess, off the trans brake button. How about Jody Lang? 015, 029, 007, 019, and 020. Again, that's why these guys are in final rounds. Congratulations, Justin Lamb. All right, race number 2. Alf Weeby, if I'm saying that right, in 1970 GS, a Buick, right? D-Stick is the number 1 qualifier, 969 under the index. 1053 on the 1150. Nice. Final round, though. And there were only 32 cars in stock eliminator at the second race. So this is a 5-round race in stock for the second race here. Martha Lang, that's Jody's wife, in an 80 Malibu K-Stock Automatic going up against Bill Bushmaker in a 1965 Plymouth Valiant M-Stock Automatic. Yo, let's hear it for the slow cars. Love it. So Martha's dialed 1207. Bushmaker's dialed 1220. He leaves first, 038 on the tree. He's got the advantage. Martha leaves second. She's 059 on the tree. So by 200ths there, Bill's got the advantage. However, he breaks out by 6 thou down there. 1219 with a 4 on the 1220. Martha runs a 1208 on the 1207. She's safe by 100th, and she gets her first divisional event win. Congratulations, Martha Lang. All right. Nice to see a new winner every now and then, right? Good evening, all. I think that comment already came in. How you doing? We'll say hello to you again. Michael Muir. What's up, buddy? What's up? All right. Let's keep it going. Where are we at now? In Superstock, Rick McKinney was number 1 qualifier. This is the second race at Seattle. There were only 24 cars in Superstock. Rick McKinney's got a GTN automatic, 96 Camaro, 1040 with a 6 on the 1130 index. He was 894 under. Congratulations, Rick McKinney. That's a name you hear a lot out there on the West Coast. And here's another name you hear a lot in the West Coast. Brad Burton, 1991 Firebird in yet another final round, going up against Carl Youngstrom in a 2016 Camaro. Carl's in a factory Superstock D. Copo, we'll say, and Brad is running GTF automatic here with this Firebird. This Firebird is probably the best thing they ever bought. This car has been in, I don't know how many dollars this car has won Brad in the last 3 years alone, but shoot, man, they got their money's worth out of this car. Let's see, he's dialed 942, leaving first, and he's 032 on the tree. Solid. Right, Carl's leaving second, dialed 918. He's 044 on the tree. All right, you give Brad Burton 12 foul. He could make you pay down at the finish line. Brad runs a 941.6, breaking out by 4th foul. Carl runs a 916.9, breaking out by 11th foul, and that'll do it. Brad Burton gets the double breakout win. That's his 23rd divisional event win of his career. I think he's already won 20, 21, 22, and now 23, all this year in 2025. So he is making some money this year, and he's making some nice moves in the points. We'll cover the points as soon as we get through the divisional race here at Indy. All right, number 1 qualifier in Indy. Rusty Hall, J-Stick, 1992 Mustang. It's the Mustang LX. It's not the Cobra. 1138 with a 9 on the 1235 index. He was 961 under. Nice run there, Rusty Hall, right? How about it? Tim Barrett. Linda and I in Brainerd, Minnesota. I just don't learn. Congrats on your class win, though, Tim. In the new combo, 2-barrel, K-Stock automatic. Tim Barrett goes out and wins class at Brainerd. Nice job. Indy. I think Indy would, like, I mean, I know the other ones were doubles, but it's nice to be in Division 3 and run at Indy right now and get some data for the U.S. Nationals, which is in a couple weeks. So I'm sure people took full advantage of that. They must have, because there were 85 cars in stock and 59 cars in super stock. Final round was Brian Rogers in a D-Stick 1969 Camaro. Nice. Going up against Blake Hooper in a 2005 Cobalt. Now, this is not a GT Superstock car. This is a stock eliminator right here we're talking about. So, yes, this has to be the real thing. D front-wheel drive stock. Dialed on at 1609. Makes it all the way to the final round. 7-round race here in stock eliminator. Blake Hooper makes it to the final round. 034 on the tree, leaving first by a long shot. Brian Rogers had to wait 6 seconds on the starting line, and he did a great job. He was 023 after waiting all that time. So, and with a stick car, dumping the clutch. Nice job, Brian Rogers. Brian was dialed 1085. He runs a 1086 with a 5 at 113 miles an hour. Blake Hooper was 034 on the tree, dialed 1609, but he was a little bit off the dial, 1613. He was over by 400ths, going 84 miles an hour. And Brian Rogers gets the win. His first divisional event win. Congrats, Brian Rogers. Listen to Blake Hooper's lights in this front-wheel drive 16-second Cobalt, which probably has to leave on the second yellow. 036 first round. 010 second round against Craig Sarball. 016 third round against Randy Lynn Butner. 028 against Rosalind Gressens. 028 against Boyle. I think is it Brian Boyle? 044 in the semifinal, and then 034 in the final round. So, dude, Blake Hooper showing us how it's done in a 16-second front-wheel drive stocker. Nice. Congrats on your runner-up finish. Congrats, Brian Rogers, on your first win in the stick car. Love it. Let's see. Super stock. How about this? Charlie Westcott running a Hemi car. Running the old 68 Barracuda here. In super stock, it's the number 1 qualifying position. 59 cars. He ran an 8:45.8. It's pretty good for Indy. We'll see how he see if he can parlay that into a shootout win there in a couple weeks. That's on the 945 index, so he was 992 under. So congrats. Nice to see Charlie Westcott back out there again. I'm looking forward to the Hemi shootout, the Hemi challenge in a couple weeks. So hopefully he's there, and it keeps growing every year. It's getting bigger and bigger each year. So looking forward to it this year. Final round, though, Jeff Dona. It's a name we've been hearing a lot the last couple of years. GTG automatic. So he's a 99 Firebird, classifying it as a 99 Firebird, running the GTG automatic combination. Ryan Hegg is in a 67 Camaro. That is a Super Stock E automatic car. And let's see, Ryan was dialed 951, leaving first. Jeff Dona was dialed 947, leaving second by a whopping 400ths of a second. So very, very hard to see on the tree, but you could see it if you're watching the bulbs come down together. How about this? Ryan Hegg leaves first. He's 001 red. Jeff Dona leaves second. He's 005 red. So it's funny. Somebody was just talking about True Start a couple minutes ago. If True Start was in effect, Ryan Hegg would have gotten the win here. True Start's not in effect in the Lucas Oil Series. So Jeff Dona gets the win here. First, red light loses currently. So let's see. I think they both probably coasted. Dona ran a 965 at 110 miles an hour on the 947 dial in, and Ryan Hegg ran a 963 at 121 miles an hour on the 951 dial in. That was a run right there where you want to put that baby right on 65 under, 66 under, 67 under, and just get an insurance run in for what's about to happen in a couple weeks, right? You want to go build that average up, or actually bring that average down in case you got to go fast somewhere. Congratulations, Jeff Dona, though, on your 11th divisional event win. All right, let's go over some points. Let's go over some Jegs points, and then let's talk about Indy again for another couple minutes. Okay, how about this? Joe Santangelo just made a move into number 1 overall in the country, in stock eliminator and in super stock, right? So Joe Santangelo is in first, 568 points. Johnny Gray's in second by 10 points. Bubba Linky's in third. Wow, Division 1. He's got the top 3 spots. So Joe's 568, John Gray's 558, Bubba Linky's 526. Jeff Atkinson, 494, and Jimmy Hidalgo Jr., 493. All those racers still have a couple races to claim. Joe does not, though. Joe does not have any nationals left to claim. He can claim one more divisional and cancel out one more divisional. So if he runs one more divisional, he can use that to cancel something else out, and then that's it. He's all pointed out. Santangelo, 558 points in super stock. Jimmy Hidalgo Jr., 558 points. They're both tied for first. Justin Lamb, 554. Brad Burton, 535. And Pete Diagnolo, 527. That is your top 5 national in stock and super stock. Leading each division, Johnny Gray in stock. In Division 1, Pete Diagnolo in super stock. Division 2 is Jeff Strickland in stock. Monty Bogan in super stock. Division 3 is Josh Decker in stock. Jeff Dona in super stock. Jeff Dona and Fred Bartoli are tied for first in super stock. Division 4, Jimmy Hidalgo Jr. is running the table in stock and super stock. Division 5, Ellis Booth in stock. Jason DeForest in super stock. Division 6 is Brad Burton running the table in both. And Division 7 is Kyle Rizzoli in stock and Leo Glassbrenner in super stock. Okay, the Jegs All-Stars. As of right now, this is what I'm seeing. I don't know who's set in stone and who isn't. I know Division 1 is set in stone. Johnny Gray in stock and Justin Pasillo in super stock. Division 2 right now, Steve Foley in stock and Larry Leeser in super stock. Division 3, I got Josh Decker in stock and Fred Bartoli in super stock. Division 4, I've got Landon Emmons in stock and I've got Jimmy Hidalgo Jr. in super stock. Division 5, I've got Ellis Booth in stock. Ellis Booth claiming D5. And Jason DeForest in super stock. Is that a typo? Ellis Booth? Division 6 is Brad Burton in stock and Daryl Stobie in super stock. Nice. That is the, I think that's like a 65 Chevelle or something like that. 64 Chevelle. And Division 7's Parker Theobald in stock. Parker Theobald, he was the, what he did it 2 years ago or last year? I forget. I know he was just in there though. Parker Theobald in stock and Ryan McClanahan in super stock. So I'm assuming that is it. Unless, yeah, you can't decide that at Bakersfield. That would be like a couple days before the race. And then you'd have to get in your car or your rig and drive all the way across the country to make it. So if any of those are unofficial, let me know. Let me know. That Cobalt is my brother's. He has been posting the build in Class Racer under Project Slowbolt. Slowed up on us there in the final. Proud of my buddy though. Oh, was that Cobalt at Belrose earlier this year? I saw it. That guy is good. Whoever's driving that. So nice work, man. Nope. Ellis Booth is claiming D5. All right. Nice. Ellis Booth ran D5 this year. Worked better for him. Cool. All right. Nice, nice, nice. All right. What else do we have here? Hopefully the weather is good in Brainerd, by the way. I didn't even check. Did anybody check? Should I check it right now? Brainerd 10-day forecast. Brainerd, Minnesota. Weather 10-day. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Google. Help us out. Ooh, I don't like what I see right there. Let's click on the weather channel. Come on, come on, come on. Is that why they haven't posted a schedule, or did they finally post it? Because it wasn't posted earlier today when I was looking. Detailed run schedule. There it is. It's posted now. Let's check some weather. Let's see what kind of run schedule we're getting. Weather.com. You know, they gotta bring up the 57 ads before they bring up the weather. Okay, let's see. Thursday, we got scattered thunderstorms, 38%. That ain't bad. Friday, we got PM thunderstorms, 40%. That's fine. We run early in the morning. Saturday, we got AM thunderstorms. That's great. Maybe they'll push us right to the center of all the action. And then Sunday, we've got showers, 43%. These are all low percentages, okay? I'm not buying that. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. That's the Weather Channel. We can't believe that one anyway. All right, let's see. They got Super Street coming out at 9:30 in the morning on Thursday. Get this stupid thing out of here. Thank you. Zoom that in. All right, 9:30 they're starting with. So stock Q1's right after that. Stock Q2. And that's it for the day. You get 2 qualifying sessions on Thursday. Friday morning, you got first round. And what do we do then? Is that it? First round. Okay. And then you're done. 1 round on Friday for stock and super stock. Saturday, we've got round 2. We've got round 3 right in the middle of all the action. Oh, yes. Come on. No rain. No rain. And then we've got round, what is that? 2, 3. Stock is center of the action. Super Street, stock, and super comp get some good showtime right there. Super stock does not. They run a round of the pros again, and then they run super stock and super gas and top, and then super street, stock, super comp, super stock, and super gas. So they run another round at the end of the night. So stock, weather permitting, you are going to get some stage time there on Saturday. So is super street. So is super comp. Ugh. 2 boring throttle stop classes in front of the crowd. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. I would swap one of those out for super stock. I would swap one of them throttle stop boring classes out for wheelies and classic muscle cars. Just saying. Just saying. All right. It's hard for the fans to understand go, stop, go. And then Sunday, what do we got? We've got round 5 in front of the crowd. We've got round 6 in front of the crowd, which is the final, and you get your parade of champions. And then the finals of the pros. All right, so not horrible. That's a pretty decent schedule right there. I like it. I just made my one suggestion. Y'all heard what it was. And hopefully they take heed to it. No lights at Brainerd. Really? No way. How about that? That car was at Belrose with a different driver. Nice. Both me and Dad are, in fact, I think all divisions are set now. All right. Okay. So there you go. We got the Jegs All-Stars for stock and super stock. All set. You just heard me call them all out. And we'll be talking about them a lot more as it leads up. We're going to have probably a couple of them call in and talk to Walt and I when the time comes. So, Walt, be ready. And Walt's going to get us a big guest, too. Remember last week he said he's getting us Madonna, so I'm sure he's still working on that. Probably has to cut through a little red tape, but, you know, Walt's good at that. He'll figure it out. All right, so AHFS is in effect. I told you guys all, I guess it was last week or the week before, whenever it was, how many cars went 130 under in qualifying and or class eliminations round 1 the last couple years. And it was pretty impressive. I mean, there was some fast runs. So now I see everybody kind of trying to predict what the bump would be in stock and super stock this year, and everybody is kind of guessing, you know, what it was last year. And let me tell you what it was last year. It was 823 under in stock last year. In 2024, you had to go 823 under or quicker to make the field in stock eliminator. Now they take 150 cars, but they only qualify 128. In 2023, it was faster than that. It was 876 under in 2023. That's when we had the really good air in 2023. So 876 under to qualify in stock eliminator. 839 under in 2022 to qualify. So we're seeing a pattern here of 830 something. I think 876 was a little bit of an outlier because the air was so good in 2023. But that makes it tough. You know, you got to have a car that can respond to that good air. And it's always nice to have a supercharged car. 2021, last time the AHFS was in effect. Does anybody know what the bump was in stock eliminator? I'll give you a couple guesses. It wasn't 830 something. It wasn't 820 something. It wasn't 8 anything. It wasn't 7 anything. Okay? It was 536. 536 under to get in qualified in stock eliminator in 2021. So when the AHFS is in effect, it definitely causes the field to lower their performance a little bit. I think it gives a couple of racers down toward the bottom a better shot of getting in. So I don't think you're going to need the 830 something to get in stock eliminator this year. My prediction was I'm going to go 636 for stock eliminator to get in this year, because the only reason I'm saying 636 is when it was 536 in 2021, there were only about 130 something cars. There's probably going to be about 147. There's 150 entered now, but you always got to account for a few drops right at the last minute. So I'm going to say it's probably going to be about 145 to 147 cars, taking 128 of them. And I remember in 2021, there was a nasty headwind on day one. Like you couldn't even stand on the starting line. Your hat would blow off. So I'm going to add another tenth to that. I'm going to say 636 for the bump in stock eliminator. Super stock bumps the last couple of years. Last year, super stock, 627 under to get in. In 2023, it was 657 under. Remember, 2023 was the good air. 2022, 558 under. 2021, 350 under. You had to go 35 under to get in 2021. Okay? So I'm going to add a tenth to that. I'm going to say 450 under. So we'll go 450 under on the bump for super stock, my prediction, and 636 under in stock, my prediction. Okay? Let me know what your predictions are, everybody. Let me know what you think about that. So what else did I want to show you? Okay, I told you all about all the 130 and real fast runs. I told you like the top 5 the last couple of years, and they were really high. 160 unders, 140 unders. There was a 230 under last year by Jim Marshall. 130. The top 5 in stock last year was 230 down to 130. Okay. And it's been like that for a couple years. But in 2021, when AHFS was in effect, the top 5 was as follows. Gary Summers was number 1 qualifier. Rest in peace, Gary Summers. He was 110 under, 106. Corey Hopkins was number 2 qualifier, 106. Tommy Pettigrew, 1097. Jim Marshall, 1087. And Paul Wong, 1071. So as you can see, the top qualifiers when the AHFS was in effect, much, much slower than the last 3 years. Okay, so you got to take that into account. In Superstock, all the 140s and 130s and 1 whatevers was not so in 2021. 2021, Brian Warner was number 1 qualifier, 114.1 under. Fred Henson was number 2, 109. Steve Belanger, 1075. Jeff Myers, 1065. And Logan Belanger, 105 under. So as you can see, it's about 0.3 difference from the average, we'll say, when AHFS is in effect. So make sure you guys take that into account. And we'll see what happens. Not as light as 2020, but still not a normal Indy field. It was a super light field that year. It was, well, I think there was 137 stockers, if I got that correct. So there probably will be about 10 more cars in that. There weren't that many super stockers, though. I think there were only like 131 or 132 super stockers. But that's why I'm adding a 10th. Let's see. At least that's my recollection of 20 and 21. Yeah, I don't remember how many there were in 2020. But I'm glad they had the race in 2020. Good evening, Bobby. That's Casey Miles. What's going on, Casey? How you doing, buddy? You going to Indy this year with that Z28? Let us know. All right. Give us your predictions. Let us know what you think the bump is going to be in Indy, in stock, and super stock. And I don't know. Maybe we should give out a prize or something. We should get Drag Insights to give out a prize, right? See how I volunteer Alicia to give out all the prizes? That's what I do, you know? I'm a good delegator. All right, guys. That's it for me. Time to go to bed, even though I'm all wound up now like an 8-day clock. And I won't be able to fall asleep for about 2 hours. But thank you guys to all the sponsors. Thank you all the listeners. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. I appreciate everybody's help in that matter. Tell the sponsors that you heard about them through me. I'd appreciate that. Maybe that'll keep them helping us out here. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Take care. Good luck in Brainerd this weekend. And have fun. Let's pray for no rain. Let's get some good stage time in Stock Eliminator on Saturday. And let's swap out one of those not so interesting categories for an interesting category known as Super Stock on Saturday. All right, I know I'm going to get hate mail for that. All right, guys, have a good night. Take care. See you.